The mother and aunt of two girls who appeared in a viral video at the Sesame Place amusement park in Pennsylvania is speaking about an incident she is describing as racist.
The video, posted by Jody Brown, was taken during a parade at the park last weekend. It appears to show the two little girls, who are black, reaching out to a costumed character who then shakes their head and walks away. Now, in her Instagram post, she says the person dressed as Rosita, quote, blatantly told our kids no and then proceeded to hug the little white girl next to us. Backlash over the video prompted Sesame Place to issue an initial response saying, quote, we sincerely apologize to the family for their experience. We know that it's not okay.
In a separate statement, Sesame Place also claims the no gesture made by the worker portraying Rosita was not aimed at the girls, but someone else in the crowd asking them to hold their child. However, a spokesperson tells CBS News that it is not acceptable when any child does not feel special. Jody Brown joins us now alongside her attorney, B. Ivory Lamar. Jody and B. Ivory, thanks to both of you for being with us. Jody, let me start with you. We see this video, but we don't see what happens before and after. Can you give us some context of everything that happened there?
Sure. As you can see, we were standing at the front of the parade where the parade first started. And as the character's coming down the street, he acknowledges and high fives the family next to us. In the video, you can see my children are like overly excited, reaching out their arm. After he gives them the no hand gesture, he then moves to the family next to us and proceeds to hug another little girl standing next to us. And that like made me mad.
Did other people notice that? People around you?
I'm not sure if they did. I know that when I noticed it, I immediately stopped recording, and then I proceeded to ask for a supervisor.
What did the girls say after that?
They just really wanted to know, like, why they weren't acknowledged, like, what did they do? And I just had to explain to them, like, you know, you didn't do anything, and it's okay. I'm going to speak to a manager, and I'm going to find out why this happened.
And how did they feel? How did the girls feel?
At first, when it first happened, they were sad, you know, heartbroken. They're children, so they're coming to a child's theme park to have fun and to greet characters, and then to be treated that way, it's like, how would any other 6-year-old feel? Sad.
So Sesame Place, as we said, says that that no gesture that we saw was not in response to the girls, but instead was directed at someone else in the crowd who they say had asked multiple times for the character to hold their child, which employees are not allowed to do. And Sesame Place also said it can be difficult for workers to see in the costume sometimes, especially at that lower level. Is it possible, Jody, this could have been a misunderstanding?
No. Because standing next to me, there wasn't anyone asking for them to hold the child and take a photo. And then to give a child, you look directly at the children and said no. You could have walked by, you could have gave like, you know, a wave, but you looked directly at them and then told them no. And as you guys see, now that I uploaded my video, we now have other parents uploading videos of the same thing, and that's just not a coincidence.
And obviously, this is a distressing, you know, incident for you and the girls. One is your daughter and one is your niece, correct? The two girls. And so, obviously, you know, you're here with your lawyer as well. What is it that you would like to see here? What would resolve this incident in your mind?
Well, there's a couple of things. The first being a formal apology that we believe is authentic and genuine. We believe that Sesame Place made a gross mistake in their first statement. We believe that their assertions are completely false. And we believe we have evidence to refute that. Number two, we believe that the individual should be terminated. We believe that there is no room for racism that exists in any theme park. So again, we're looking for them to take accountability and make those actions. Thirdly, we would ask for Sesame Place to take accountability and responsibility for any type of mental health distress that these families have faced in dealing with this type of conduct. Of course, they spend a lot of money to go to these theme parks. These kids have expectations that when they go there, I mean, the Sesame Street theme song, I mean, it talks about, you know, going there and having a grand time and so forth. And that's not what they're experiencing. They're leaving out these parks distressed. They're leaving out these parks upset and without any reasonable explanation to reconcile these feelings.
Do you have any indication, or are you investigating whether there is a pattern to this sort of behavior?
We believe that there is a pattern. I have been contacted by probably upwards of 20 to 30 families at this point who have very similar facts and circumstances as it relates to their children. I will say that the company has reached out. We are now in a dialogue to try to reach an amicable resolution as it relates to this issue.
Would that include monetary compensation?
I think that these children should be entitled to monetary compensation. But the case, this is not about money. This is about a principle. And again, no child should be, should have to live with the enduring pain and distress that results from this situation. And as families all across this country have reached out to me, they're expressing the same thing. And again, mental illness is something that can last with children for years and years. And of course, it can lead to dire consequences. So again, we take these claims very seriously.
B. Ivory Lamar and Jody Brown, thanks to both of you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And you have beautiful little girls.
Thank you.
May they be well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.